Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the class of Dynamics of Machine. Today we are going to cover the topic gyroscopic couple on four-wheel drive. Let us see the course outcome. Students will be able to estimate the effect of gyroscopic couple on four-wheel drive. The learning outcome is you will be able to understand the gyroscopic effect and the industrial application of gyroscope. Let's have a quick revision of the previous topics. We have learned the effect of gyroscopic couple on airplane. The second thing is we have solved two numericals of gyroscopic couple on airplane. Let us see the gyroscopic couple on four-wheel drive. Before that, we will see the oversteer and understeer condition. Let us assume that a zigzag road is there and you are traveling on this zigzag road. But if your vehicle is very good in condition, then you will be able to drive smoothly on this zigzag road. If you are driving with some vehicle and it may be possible that during a turn, for example, if you are taking a left turn or a right turn, it may be possible that your vehicle go out of the road. In that condition, you can see here you are going to take a left turn along this path. But you can see here you are not able to take a turn on this smooth path. By mistake, you have drive your vehicle out of the road on the right hand side. Now, if you go on the right hand side, this condition is called as understeer condition. And for example, if you are again driving the same vehicle and you go out of the road in left hand direction, so in this case it is called as oversteer condition. Now here oversteer means more than the required and understeer means less than the required. Means when you are moving from this side and by mistake you go on the right side, so the force which is required to turn the vehicle on this road is not satisfied. Hence, the required force is not applied on the steering. That's why your vehicle is went out from this road on the right side. Similarly, when you have applied a force to take a turn on this curved path, you have applied the force more than the requirement. So, when you are applying the force more than the requirement, your vehicle go on the left hand side. So, you have applied more force, that is oversteer condition. Is it okay? Let us see once again. If you are moving on this road and you want to take a right turn after traveling some straight distance. So, let us assume that you are traveling with some velocity and after turning your vehicle go on the left hand side direction. So your vehicle is not on the road, it is out of the road but it is on left side. So this condition is understeer condition, and if you have took the right side of the road, this condition is called as oversteer condition. Now let us see the actual stability of four-wheel drive. Now here we will see how the four-wheel drive is stable during a turning, either left hand side or a right hand side. Let us assume that m is a mass of the vehicle in kg, w is the weight of the vehicle in Newton, rw is the radius of vehicle wheels in meters, capital R is the radius of curvature in meter, and here capital R should be greater than Rw, that is the radius of wheel. h is the distance of center of gravity vertically above the road surface in meters. X is the width of track in meters. Iw, that is the mass movement of inertia of one of the wheel in kg meter square. Now omega of w, that is angular velocity of wheel in radians per second. IE, that is the mass movement of inertia of the rotating parts of the engine in kg meter square. Omega E, that is the angular velocity of rotating parts of the engine in radians per second. Capital G is the gear ratio, and this gear ratio is basically a ratio of angular velocity of the engine to the angular velocity of the wheel. And v is the linear velocity of the vehicle in meters per second, and we know that v is basically equals to omega into r. And here if we are talking about the velocity, so the velocity comes on the wheels, that's why angular velocity of the wheels is multiplied by the radius of wheel, so you will get the linear velocity. Now here assume that you are traveling with some velocity on a straight path. After traveling some distance, you are going to take a left turn. Now the wheels which are on the left hand side, that is A and C, are called as inner wheels, and the wheels which are on the right hand side are called as outer wheels, that is your wheel number B and wheel number D. And at the center of the vehicle you are having the center of gravity G. We know that the weight of the vehicle is equally distributed over all four wheels. Therefore, this weight on each wheel will produce the reaction of same magnitude on each wheel in the upward direction. Therefore, road reaction on each wheel is given by the equation W upon 4. You can see in the diagram the force is acting in the upward direction with the magnitude W upon 4 on all the four wheels. Here W by 4 means total weight of the vehicle is distributed along all the four wheels. Now there are two types of effects that act on the vehicle. Number 1, effect of gyroscopic couple, and number 2, effect of centrifugal couple. So first we will see the effect of gyroscopic couple. Now here the gyroscopic couple will act on the vehicle as the vehicle takes a turn, and it is due to rotating parts and precession. We know that the velocity of precession is given by omega p equals to v upon r. Here two couples will act. Number 1, gyroscopic couple due to four wheels, and it is given by c is equals to 4 times I w multiplied by omega of w multiplied by omega of p. That is, our equation is basic equation c is equals to I into omega p, but here the couple is acting due to the wheels, and number of wheels are 4. That's why we have multiplied this equation by the value 4. Now gyroscopic couple due to the rotating parts of the engine is given by the equation CE, which is equals to IE multiplied by omega E multiplied by omega P. So here the equation is similar as we have seen, C is equals to I into omega P, but here the couple is acting due to the engine part, that's why we have written CE. And here we have to write CW, that is gyroscopic couple due to wheels. Now here you can see that in this CE we are writing omega E as G into omega W. Now we know that gear ratio is nothing but angular velocity of the engine to the angular velocity of wheel. Therefore, angular velocity of the engine is nothing but the gear ratio g multiplied by angular velocity of the wheel. So this term is putted over here. So our equation becomes Ce, which is equals to IE into G into omega W into omega P. Now net gyroscopic couple is given by C is equals to CW plus minus CE, that is the gyroscopic couple due to the wheels plus minus gyroscopic couple due to the engine. Here the positive sign is used when the engine and wheels are rotating in the same direction, and the negative sign is used when engine and wheels are rotating in opposite direction. Therefore, the vertical reaction on road surface are produced due to gyroscopic couple. So, let the magnitude of this reaction is P. The reaction will be vertically upward on outer wheels and vertically downward on inner wheels. You can see in the diagram, on the outer wheels the arrows are in upward direction, and on the inner wheels the arrows are in downward direction by the orange colors. Here the net gyroscopic couple C is nothing but the product of P multiplied by X, where P is the reaction force which is generated due to the couple at a distance of X. Therefore, the reaction force P is equal to C upon X. Here the vertical reactions on each of the outer and inner wheels is given by the equation P by 2 equals to C upon twice X. So here we have just divided this equation P equals to C upon X by the term 2, because we are having the 2 inner wheels and 2 outer wheels. So if you want to find out the reaction force on each of the inner wheel or each of the outer wheel, then we must divide the term by the value 2. From above equation, the reactions will be found out for the inner wheels and outer wheels. The magnitude is shown in the diagram with the directions. The inside reactions will try to balance the vehicle from skidding. Means the force which are acting on the inner side, or the reaction which is acting on the inner side, will try to balance the vehicle from skidding. Now, the effect of centrifugal couple. As soon as the vehicle takes a turn, a centrifugal force will act on the vehicle. This centrifugal force will act in the outward direction. This centrifugal force will try to overturn the vehicle. We know that the centrifugal force is given by the equation Fc equals to m into v square upon r. Let us assume that you are taking a turn on a curved path. As soon as you took the turn, some force will act on the right hand direction, that is called as Fc, and Fc is nothing but your centrifugal force. Means when you are taking a left turn, your body will try to move on the right side, so that is because of this centrifugal force. When you are taking a right turn, your body will try to move on the left hand side, that is because of centrifugal force. Now you can assume that if you are taking a turn, your body will try to move in this direction as shown in the animated video. Let us see, therefore, the overturning couple is given by the equation CO equals to Fc into H. Fc is nothing but the centrifugal force, H is nothing but the distance of center of gravity from the ground surface. This overturning couple is balanced by vertical reactions, which are vertically upward on the outer wheels and vertically downward on the inner wheels. Let the magnitude of this reaction at the two inner or outer wheel is Q. The reaction which is generated by overturning couple is given by Q into X is equals to CO. Therefore, Q is equal to CO upon X. Here, vertical reactions on each of the outer and inner wheel is given by Q upon 2 equals to CO upon 2x. Means we are having the two inner wheels A and C and two outer wheels B and D. If we want to calculate the reaction which is due to this overturning couple, so we will just divide this Q by the value 2 on both the sides, that is Q upon 2 equals to CO upon twice x. Total vertical reaction on each of the outer wheel is given by total vertical reaction. Now here you just see here total vertical reactions means PO. It is equals to W upon 4 plus P upon 2 plus Q upon 2, and the total vertical reaction at each of the inner wheel is given by Pi, which is equals to W upon 4 minus P by 2 minus Q by 2. Now here in the diagram you can see the Q by 2 is acting on upward direction in the outer wheels and it is acting on the downward direction on the inner wheels. So if you see the outer wheels, both B and D, all the forces are acting in the upward direction, means all the forces are acting on the same directions. That's why we have just done the addition of all these three forces. And on the inner wheels you can see W upon 4 is acting on the upward direction, but P upon 2 and Q upon 2 both are acting on the downward direction. Hence, we have subtracted P upon 2 and Q upon 2 from W upon 4. So, in this way, we are able to calculate the total vertical reaction on each of the outer wheel and each of the inner wheel. So, let us see what are the program outcomes we have covered. We have covered basic knowledge, discipline knowledge, experimentation and practices, the engineers and society, and lifelong learning. Means we know that we have learned the gyroscopic couple on naval ship, on airplane, and on a four-wheeler. So this gyroscopic couple is applied in all the machines, and in order to get the effect of this gyroscopic couple, we should be in discipline, because unless and until you are not in the discipline, you will sustain some harmful effects of the ship, aeroplane, or a four-wheel drive. And as soon as you go for the practices, you will be able to understand the effects in a better way. And this gyroscopic effect is basically applicable in the society, as we are using the four-wheel drive ships or planes, and we will learn this thing in our entire life. Following are the assignment which we have to solve, we have to study the gyroscopic couple on two-wheeler drive, as well as we will solve the one numerical of four-wheel drive in our next lecture. Thank you.